Hi, everybody. What's going on? Ah, let's see. We got all the usuals here. Donna Winnie English, Al Nassner, Rude Mopar Dude, Greg McDonald's. What's happening, guys? D. Scaglione. Ah, so what's new and exciting, guys? It was a long day. What's up? Jason's Garage. I got to stop driving up the prices of exchange, right? I know. I was just out screwing around with the Eep Hero. The black doors are driving me crazy, so I picked up a couple of cans of red implement paint and just did it real quick. Doesn't look bad. All right. So let's see. John Stiptich. Yeah, started. Yep. Here we are. Jimmy Fed, what's happening, brother? Danny Boyd. Your 3V pulls like an MF. What? 3V. 3V. Uh, so, this thing freeze? Here we are. Rockers are fixed, but probably bent push rods now. No, the rocker. I mean, yeah, I fixed the one rocker. We were going to take it out last night. As I was loading the car into the trailer, I saw one of the trailer tires was flat, so I started to go fix that, and it started sprinkling. I said, it's not worth it. The National Weather Service said there was storms coming in by like 9 o'clock, so I said, the hell with it, we'll go next week. So we never got out there last night. But Reaper, I'll get to that in 1 second. But no, I mean, it seems okay. It ticks for the first like 5 seconds that the motor's running, and then it goes away. If you let it sit for like 10 minutes, you start it up again, it'll tick again. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to swap everything over to the solid lifters and roller rockers, but not right now. I just want to go run the car. I just want to get the starting line down. It's all I really care about at this point. Um, okay, all right. Let's see. Where was that question? Oh, geez. It was a tech. Okay. Reaper, 7793. Heard the user Whiplash came as too much lift and runs the risk of coil blind on a 318. No, it does not. The stock 318 coil, the stock 318 springs coil bind over 600. The 340 springs coil bind over like 570, right? Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. The Whiplash cam goes right in with the stock springs. It's not even coil bind is not the problem. The problem is the height of the valve guides. It'll hit the retainer will hit the stock valve guide way before you get coil bind. Let's see. John Stipetek. John Jones. I have a question. Will you have someone drive Plan Z when you get to the track? No, I'll probably drive it myself. The idea isn't for me to have people drive a car for me. If I go to the track, I'm fully capable of driving it myself. My goal is to have people to be able to take the car to the track and drive it. You know what I'm saying? Joe Case, so do I own more 4.0 than a Slant 6? No, I have 3 4.0s, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 Slant 6s. So I'm in cars. So I'm still ahead on the Slant 6 to 4.0 count. Let's see. Fubar, I didn't even see Fubar coming. What's going on, Fubar? Doug Narden, how are you, brother, man? Biker Bob. Let's see. Joe K. Duster, Mrs. Landy, Miata, that 66 Dart, and Plan Z. 5. I gotta sneeze. I fixed the air conditioning. We fixed the air conditioning in the offices today, and I guess there was a lot of like pollen and stuff like that in the vents. So all day I've just been having just sneezing fits. Doug would love the AHRE channel. That's Dallas's channel. We filmed it at my shop, and yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that because I'm a total bug for that era. So it's like right up my alley. We're gonna shoot another installment, I think, on Tuesday. John, what's happening, brother man? The Ray 4-wheel drive is a 94. It's the same year as the white one that I picked up. John, okay, no worries on the pronunciation. Stepitch. Okay. Oh, all right. The T is silent. Okay, it's like the W is silent in my name. I look forward to seeing how it goes now that Miata goes. Bless you. Thank you, man. 426, Rich. What's happening, brother? Let's see. Top Fuel and Funny Car Mopar wins at the Winter Nationals today. There's only Mopar. I mean, it's 100% of fuel cars on the planet right now are Mopar. You know, forget about what body is on them. Paul, how you doing, Paul? Did I find out what was causing this? No. I researched it as much as I could, and evidently it's an epidemic. It's like everybody who buys these lifters in the last recent period of time, over let's say 2 years, it's like 9 out of 10 people are having the same exact problem. So it is what it is. It's just sloppy machining, or I don't know. Craig Hill, how much money have you had tied up in a single motor? Well, that's hard to say because when we were doing the fuel cars, it's not a motor really. It's I can explain it to you. You have a block and you have heads, and then the next week you have a different block, and then the next week you have one different head, and the next week you have a different crank in it, and the next week you have different rods, and the next week you have different pistons and a different block. So it's like at that level, it's not a single motor. It's like a rotating pile of parts that every just comes together to make a run, and then becomes another pile of parts. So I couldn't really even guess at what we had in any of those things. John Williams says 18 vehicles, not counting the junkyard jet. You just 18. No, man, no more. I really can't do anymore. I can't do anymore. Oh, it's Austin. What's happening, man? The junkyard jet runs if you pull it with a truck. Well, it's true. Patio furniture, what's happening? Let's see. Tony, you're going to be at the National Trail here in a couple weeks from Mopar Nets? No, man, I won't be able to. I got too many things happening over here. Email, thank you, brother. Am I running aftermarket valve springs on bottle rockets? They're the comp cams replacement for the stock 340 springs. So the stock 340 spec springs. Fubar, thank you, my brother. Fubar just put up the link to our merch. So we're doing all of our shirts in-house. We're still setting everything up, so we'll be printing all of the shirts in-house. And what that's going to allow us to do is we get orders, and then we're not getting them from the supplier, and they're having a problem with this and having a problem with that. So from now on, we're going to do everything ourselves, so we have total control over it, and we'll be able to do limited edition shirts. Like we'll be able to, have an idea for a shirt, we'll be able to do 100 copies of it, because we can't put an order in for small orders and keep the price decent with the outside printer. But if we do it ourselves, if we want to do around 25 shirts, whatever it is, we can do that, and we plan on doing a lot of that. So all of that merch will be like in the pipeline by the holidays.
Hey.
Oh my God, it's Ultra Kathy! You survived whatever it was that happened.
I did.
Oh.
This cat's going crazy. He's tearing down the curtains. All right, I'm here. How's everybody?
Let's see. Get a V8 garage. Do cam companies recommend springs when you buy a separate cam by yourself? Yes. Waiting on a backroad kit from comp cams, but thinking of other options. Yeah, well, I mean, you can by the spec of the cam, you can pretty much you'll know what kind of valve springs you're going to need. But yeah, it's easy if you just buy everything from one person.
What's going on, everybody? Matt. Let's see. Vicky Farley. Wood and Metal Garage. Don and Wendy. Michael. Olive. What's going on, everyone?
I already said hi to everybody.
I didn't. You don't mind, do you?
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Keep going.
The dirty notes. Roll up the windows.
Roll up your
Who
windows.
did that? In the Eep.
The Eep Hero.
The Eep Hero. It sounds Japanese.
It does, right?
Eep Hero.
So that was all red. I picked up a couple of cans. I went to the Tractor Supply. I got a couple of cans of red implement paint that pretty much matches the original paint on the trucks. I blasted the doors real quick. So from
terrible.
It looks terrible. It looks terrible, but it's warm color, you know. And like from down the street or like through the trees, it'll look fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are we gonna do the rhino liner on it?
Yeah, eventually we're gonna do
Is
right
that
now.
what we're gonna do?
Yeah. But you know, the thing is, you have to prep it, just kind of like almost like you prep it for paint to put the rhino liner on it. It still has to be sanded and everything, otherwise it's not going to stick. It'll just come off in
Chunks.
chunks, right?
Really?
Yeah. There's no easy ways.
Well, that stinks. Sounds like a 100-foot paint job. Oh, it is. Let's see.
Ever see a slant in a Geo Tracker? Not yet. Are you working on one?
Let's see. Jimmy says, thoughts on Beehive valve springs?
Where they're appropriate, they work just fine. LS's, Magnums, all sorts of engines have them.
Austin says Garrett is the one handling it at the moment. What is he handling?
I have no idea. He's probably talking to somebody else in there.
Talking to somebody else?
They're not talking to us.
They're not talking.
They're ignoring us.
Let's see. DOA says Uncle Tony needs one more XJ to do a gas repair.
No,
By the viewers.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
So no, you're not buying another XJ next week?
I say no now.
I think there's a dog locked outside.
Well, go check it out.
I hear barking. Is she outside?
I don't know.
No, she's in the hallway. Let's see. What's up, Danny Boyd? Did we make it to the track? Hang on. Did we make it to the track with Bottle Rocket?
No, the weather service was called for like crazy storms coming in, and as I was loading the car, I saw one of the tires blow in the trailer, so I'm taking care of that, and it started to like, spit on me, and it's not worth the effort. So
and we did end up with crazy storms.
And we ended up with really crazy storms. So next Saturday.
Vinny LC, thank you.
Okay, can I run an electric fuel pump for a 600 horsepower methanol big block Chevy? Do I have to run? Yes, you can. You get to talk to so many people that make pumps. Yeah, a mechanical pump is a lot of maintenance. Mechanical pumps tend to go away quickly. But yeah, for a 600 horsepower alcohol deal, I'm sure there's an electric pump that'll work for you. I just don't know which one it is.
Okay. Alan Lostner. Okay, do we have a shipping address if we wish to send you stuff? We got stuff, and it's at the shop, and we can bring it tonight and show to everybody.
Al, I appreciate that, but please don't send anything. We have everything we need I so appreciate the thought of people wanting to send stuff, but really, we have tons.
Yeah, if somebody sends a package and we'll go over it next Sunday.
Yeah.
Next Sunday. Thank you. So, thank you. We really appreciate it. Uncle Tony, the XJ hoarder. Herder. Either one. What's up, FF? Let's see.
You do this so well.
Oscar Walton, the first step is admitting you have an XJ problem.
I have a problem. No question about it. I have a problem.
It's crazy. Let's see. Ari, I have some of Zero's art you want to send? Okay.
Well, that's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
All right.
Just text me.
Text Tony.
Yeah, and I'll shoot you the address. Yeah, we'll put his art right up there on the wall behind us.
Yeah. John Wilburn, did you set up your show?
My show?
You with John Wilburn?
No, we have to do that.
We've been so busy buying XJs. John, you don't know. You just go back and forth, looking at XJs, buying XJs, picking up XJs, getting titles for XJs, washing XJs. That's what we do now.
Spray painting XJs.
Spray painting XJs. Beautiful. Time to Dakota out at 8:53, 9:22, or give him a pass tonight.
You know, let's let Dakota hang out tonight. Let's let him sit at the adult table tonight and see how it goes.
Mopomaniac, how hard is it to set up mechanical fuel injection for a blown 392 Hemi?
Depends on what fuel you're running. Gasoline, very hard because they're very finicky. Roots supercharged gasoline is a finicky thing. Alcohol, a little bit easier. Nitro, actually, believe it or not, very easy. But if you're running gasoline, you may have a problem because the fuel curve, the demand curve of the motor is not. I can explain to you. You talk to anybody who's running supercharged gasoline, blown gasoline with a mechanical fuel injection, and they'll tell you it's a bitch to get set up right. When you get it snappy, right, it wants to ping. You know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? You get it to where the motor's pulling clean up on the top end, and it's a lazy, fat, sloppy pig off idle. So, yeah.
Kyla Penley, thank you. Derek is pulling a 360 for the two guys this weekend, so we'll be down there around Saturday evening. He wants to see you if you'll be available.
Oh, geez, Austin, you see this? Derek Penley is pulling a motor for you guys. Oh, geez. Okay, so this coming weekend is an Oldsmobile meet here in Murfreesboro. It's a national Oldsmobile meet. It's a big show. So we're probably going to be very occupied with that. But I mean, yeah, if you guys are coming down to bring these guys a motor, we'll definitely find some time to meet you. But yeah, that's
awesome.
Yeah, that's something
very cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
Very nice. Wow. Saturday, we have a lot of things to do, and a lot of people.
Wait, no, Saturday. Oh, Kyla, Saturday night we're going to be at the track.
Saturday evening.
The plan for Saturday is to be at the
unless it rains.
Well, I don't know if they're staying Saturday evening. Maybe if they're on Sunday.
I don't know.
Jeez, I don't know. We're gonna have to play it by ear, Kyla.
It's gonna be crazy this week. Let's see. Matt Horn, Tony, you still gonna put a 4-wheel drive in your white Cherokee?
No, the white Cherokee is just too clean to mess with. I'm just going to do a nice kind of restoration with it. I probably will. I'll probably do some basic hop-up stuff to the motor. You know what I mean? But no, I don't want to butcher it. It's too clean. There isn't a speck of rust anywhere on it. I'm not going to mess with it.
Joe Milburn says to call him at your convenience.
Okay.
Planned out. Good luck with that, John. I'll remind him. I didn't know if it'll work.
Oh, we got a super chat.
Okay, hang on. Hold on, I'm getting to it. Cash always talks. Thank you.
Thank
Data
you.
Sailor. Appreciate
But
it.
what did it say?
I
It
don't
didn't
know.
say anything really.
Data Sailor. I don't know. Because it talks.
Was it $10?
I didn't get to it yet. Hold on, I'm trying. Like, I'm really trying. I'm
Okay.
trying.
Okay.
Hang on. Okay, FF.
Thank you, FF.
Thanks for all the work, Uncle Tony and Uncle Kathy. I appreciate Tony sharing his knowledge. Aw,
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's so nice.
thank you.
Well, for Dad, what's happening, brother?
Oh, poor Dan. What's up?
Okay, UT9 charging issue on 66 Belvedere. Put in new battery, new voltage regulator, and new alternator. 12.6 volts at idle and holds it till I turn on the lights and discharges. Won't go to 13.8. Next steps. Is the voltage regulator grounded? So I imagine you have a single field alternator on there. You didn't put a dual field alternator on there, because if you did, you have to ground one of those fields for that system to work on the 66. Make sure the regulator is grounded well. If the regulator is grounded and it's still not charging, geez, I'm not sure. But do that first. That's your first step. A lot of times that's what it is. Those bolts are like self-tappers that go into the firewall, and they make a really sloppy connection.
Matthew Corn. Bless you, Tony. Did my email make it through? I know you're on Never Sleep Busy. I don't know, Matthew. I have to look. Here, you want to do this while I look for Matthew's email?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Let me check, Matthew.
Louis Calderon, what's your opinion on making a clone out of a base model car like a Firebird into a Trans Am? I think it's awesome as long as you don't pass it off, as long as you don't try to pass it off and do it complete, right? I don't want to say hate. I don't really understand people who do halfway clones. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna clone the car, really clone the car. Like put all of the stuff that the original had in there. You know what I mean? But as long as you never try to pass it off as the original thing, then yeah, man, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the cars all came off the same assembly line. I'm not one of those numbers people. I'm not a collector type of person. You know what I mean? But there's a certain amount of integrity that needs to be maintained. In you know, does it make any sense? So yeah, have fun with the car.
I don't see it, Matthew.
Bad amp gauge. It wouldn't be charging at all if the amp gauge was bad.
I didn't see his email.
He says it's Train and a Harley pick.
What's your email name?
Joe K, yes, they call them tribute cars, exactly.
Train and a Harley pick. How long ago did you send it? I'm gonna have to look.
Alexander K, big fan from South Africa. Awesome. Got a carburetor car manufactured in 2003. What were they building in 2003 with a carburetor?
Well, you're so behind, Tony.
Oh God, I'm such a...
Oh, Maze Imagery. Maze Imagery. I have to. Maze Imagery, that's the name. M-A, what is it? Where'd it go? M-A-Z-I. Hang on. I'm searching email. M-A-Z. M-A-Z. Oh, brother. Where is it? Where'd it go? Tony,
What?
you can do stuff too.
All right.
M-A-Z.
Okay.
Jury.
Why have a Camaro when you can have a Firebird? Yeah, I like the Camaro better. Wait, okay.
Okay, here.
Which generation? You know what I mean? Because like
Oh, wow.
67 through 69, the Camaro is definitely prettier than the Firebird. The Firebird just kind of looks, you know, and then you get to the split bumper cars.
Trina motorcycle drawing.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Nice job. Can you show this to people here?
Yeah.
Look at this. I mean, we got some real artists in our midst here.
Very nice.
Let that focus for a
Blurry.
second. Yeah, it's blurry. Maybe we can move it away.
I don't know.
Can you guys see that?
Beautiful. No, I hadn't seen it, so very cool.
Okay. Let's see.
Do you need help, Tony?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's see. Wait, there was something that just ran away. Lewis,
Okay.
I recently got a 72 Firebird that I want to convert to a Trans Am. Had to let go of a 79 Trans Am to do it though.
It's okay.
Let's see. Can be sold, installed ignition belt, 340 and 360 heads.
Your 340 and 360 heads are the same heads. Most of the 360 heads have this the 188 intake. So if you wanted to put 340 valves in there, which like the 60 the earlier the 202s, you would have to open them up. But they're the same castings.
Mr. Will, Tony, worked the last 3 days on my cars with live chats on my garage speakers. You're gonna give me strength to work harder. You gave me strength to work harder. You're a true force of nature. Very cool, Mr. Will. That's awesome. Let's see. Will you ever get back into motorcycles? Not that you have XGs.
No, I want to, I really do, but no. I'm just gonna stick with the car thing.
Dented Robot says, hey Tony, love the channel. What tastes better, gasoline or diesel?
Gasoline.
They're talking to one another. Hang on. What's up, Global GTX? Hang on, they're talking to one another.
Bruce W.
Where?
Go to Bruce W right there.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah. Okay. So I said I don't like modern vehicles, and I don't like modern vehicles. The Jeep, I don't consider to be a modern vehicle. It has electronics right out of the 1980s, which are very simple. I mean, you couldn't ask for a simpler fuel injection system, electronic fuel injection system. But even at that, I could always convert everything to carburetor and conventional ignition if I had to. But the vehicles themselves, brutally simple. And like I said in the video, it's a 1930s car. You know, I mean, it has a straight front axle. It's got leaf springs out in the back. It sits up high. It's a straight six motor. It's a 1930s car. Is what the Jeep XJ is. So you know, beyond when things start to get packed in and overcomplicated beyond those, yeah, that's a total turn off to me. But the XJ is fine.
Scott Williams, is there a reliable, quieter electric fuel pump? My blue pump is pretty loud.
I like the sound of the blue pumps. I mean, do you have it mounted on rubber? You know, what you could do is take take the sidewall from a tire. You know, you got an old tire, right? Cut a chunk of sidewall out of there and sandwich that between what you've got the pump mounted to. You know, and that'll soak up a lot of the vibration. It'll suck up a lot of the noise.
Whack job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I run different heat range spark plugs in an inline six to compensate for the inner and outer cylinder differences?
Yes, you can.
The two inner and, whoops, that just jumped on me. As it said, the two inner run clean / hot, the two outer run rich with more plug color.
Yeah, no, you can definitely balance out the plugs.
Eugene. Did you ever get into Firehawks?
No,
No.
I missed that boat. That ship sailed without me.
David Leonard. Uncle Tony, are you expecting any oiling-related issues in Winky during hard cornering with the stock oil pan?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. I flicked it around as hard as I could. You know, I mean, okay, so she filmed some of it, but after she was gone, I mean, I've buzzed around our parking lot many times and leaned it as hard as I could. You know what I mean? Like just about doing donuts with the thing, and it seems to be holding up. So we'll see what happens.
Joe Milburn says you still don't own a vehicle built in this century. That's
Right.
what matters.
Chuck, that XJ, right, I mean, you drove in it, right? Is that thing sweet or what? I mean, how do you beat that?
When did John drive it?
I didn't drive it, he drove in it with me when I went up to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay,
We went to
yeah.
the Railroad Museum. And
Right. Wow, we've had that Jeep that long.
time flies, right?
Holy mackerel.
I miss driving my GT. I usually drive the 67 GT, and I miss driving it. But right now, we're in like the
Very
summer,
hot.
right? Summer's like hot, right? So the XJ has ice cold air, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna roll with this for now.
Wiener Bacon Art says I installed a window on my S15 Jimmy today.
Go you!
Anything else? He says Wrangler TJs are so simple. I loved mine. I had 3. I missed them. They were so easy to work on, and the 4-liter is bulletproof to 300,000. Let's see. Mustang Marvin. Do you think 71 to 74 B bodies ever be sought after like the later 60s B bodies?
71 through 72, yeah. In a lot of circles they are. 73, 74 will always lag behind. You know what I mean? They're just not the same, but they're still really cool cars. So they're going to keep accelerating in value. They're not going to go down. It's like a blue chip investment. But no, I think the 68 to 70s are always going to carry that. So that's the pecking order, man. It's 68 to 70 B bodies, 71, 72 B bodies, 67 through 71 A bodies, then 72, 73, or 73, 74 B bodies. Like that's kind of like the pecking order of desirability. And E bodies trump them all. Thank you, Chike Chovis.
Hey Tony, I want to say what a huge inspiration you've been to me. I just turned 20 and got my first car. It's a 1968 Plymouth Fury, and I love it.
Awesome! Congratulations!
Congrats.
Good luck with that car. You're why we do this stuff. Well, I mean, we do this
There's a
stuff
hard
for
to
money,
push.
really. But I mean, it's our job. But we do this. The material we do is specifically for you guys.
Congrats on that. I don't know what's going on out there in the hallway. I hear a lot of.
I don't know. I don't hear yelping.
They're breaking into the cat's litter box.
I don't hear yelping. That's all I know.
Oh my goodness. All right. Julie says, I wish I had an older vehicle, but they just don't exist in Wisconsin.
Well, I mean, come down to Tennessee. There's lots of places where old vehicles are like in abundance. I mean, the Rust Belt, yeah, obviously,
Mr. Spock. Uncle Tony, got my first class of cars.
How do you do that thing? Is that it?
Spock?
Spock, right?
I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I got my first class of cars, 76 Plymouth Fury with a 400. I'm planning to tear the engine apart next year. Love the sound of the thermopod.
Well, good luck with that, my brother. And yeah, all of the spread boys sound great,
Jimmy said, what's up with the Hemi GTX motor job?
Everything is still being machined up at Ray Barton's, and I'll have an update. I'll know exactly what the status is on all of the parts and when they'll be here by the end of this week. I don't see it going together until probably October.
Okay, Johnny K says, after the Miata, you should put a slant 6 in a Kia truck. So Daihatsu.
You're only going for the slant 3.
Okay. I don't know how you say that. Slant 3.
I don't know, bro. It's pretty hard to top a slant 6 Miata. I got to tell you, I mean, you're gonna put a slant 6 in things. Miata is, it's up there.
Henry Escott. What years are your XJs?
294s and 198.
Cecil Gilbert. Howdy, y'all. Tony, what do you think of header wrap to keep the heat in exhaust?
Not worth it unless you're looking for the last 1/3 of a horsepower. And absolutely not worth it on a street motor. Yes, worth it on a turbocharged application because their heat is essential for maximum efficiency through the turbocharger. But if you're talking about like a normally aspirated, street strip type of car or bracket car or anything like that, absolutely not worth the hassle and the effort. And very bad on a street car because they hold moisture. So I've seen that when heat wrap was really popular a few years ago. That was rotted headers were everywhere because guys would think, oh, trick of the week, I'll wrap it with this stuff. They go through a couple of puddles, it gets in there, it holds the moisture if you shut the thing off, and it rots the pipes. So don't bother with it.
Bone Shaker. Tony, what do you think of the GM LS engines? I was at a drag strip recently, and there was like 20 Fox Body Mustangs with GM LS engines, and there must be something good about them.
I am a huge fan of the LS engine. When I've got time, I watch Sloppy Mechanics. I watch Richard Holdner stuff. I actually am a big fan of the LS. I don't have one myself. I have no intention of ever having one myself. Eventually, I'd like to work with one. Somebody with one will pop into my world and say, "Hey, let's do something with this LS." And I'll be like, "Yeah, let's do this thing." So, like, I approach the LS. My standpoint on the LS is as like a spectator. You know what I mean? And I'm a big fan of the entire LS line. I mean, it's just the way it is. The kid Sean that I bought this last XJ from has a turbo LS swap Fox body in his driveway that they're trying to work the bugs out. I think he ran like a 12.0, a quarter-mile track, and they're still trying to work the bugs out of it. Now, it should be significantly faster than that. But, yeah, I'm a fan of them. I myself, I couldn't see swapping one into a Fox when there were so many good Ford choices out there. But, to each his own.
Let's see, where are we?
Where are we?
I don't know. I'm trying not to get lost here. Creekside Garage, thank you. The rebuilt Cleveland runs good and strong. It runs a little warmer than the last one, but isn't overheating. Not embracing the stuff anymore.
If it's a fresh motor with cast rings, it's gonna run hotter for the first 100 miles, 200 miles, right? It'll run a bit noticeably hotter than the motor than before it was rebuilt. And that's only because the rings are still finding a home, everything's finding a home, and the friction is a little on the high side. So beat it up a little bit. Take it out and beat it up a little bit. Run it really hard. And see it. I almost guarantee you run it out full throttle on the interstate for a few miles, back it down, hard full throttle under load several times, and I'll guarantee you watch the temperature gauge just drop.
An XJ just sold on Brent Trailer for $16,500 with over 100,000 miles. Crazy.
Yeah, no, they're sleeper classics. They're sleeper collectibles.
What was the Mustang? Did you see the Mustang that was up for auction?
No.
It was in the 3-digit, the six figures. You know what
Mustang what?
Oh shit, I don't remember now. It was an 86. I have to look it up. It only had 16 miles on it, I think. Mike.
Hi, thank you. Super stoked. Your channel has me all fired up at getting my old cars going. My latest success is Aspen with 225 Slant 6 and sat for 18 years. Awesome. And you are why we do this stuff.
DS Customs.
Thank you, sir.
I haven't touched the 79 since last week because busy and I kind of don't want to know. What's all's involved if it's valves? Have a shop do it?
Oh,
351
honestly, I vaguely remember what we talked about last week. What wall's involved? If it's valves, you gotta pull the heads off. Yeah, you would take the heads off and then run into a machine shop because you're not gonna do valve job. Yeah, you could hand lap them, but if you've got an issue where you got sunk seats, where the guides are shot or anything like that, it's gonna have to be done by a machine shop. So break them down, man. Just bite the bullet and break them down.
Oh, I got lost. Hang on. Douglas says, Tony, you are why we watch UTG.
What a surprise.
That's awesome.
Isn't it crazy how social I am on here?
Yeah. You're so not social.
I'm so antisocial. You guys have no idea, right? It's like when Dallas came to the shop this morning to work, help me work on the air conditioning.
He's so good, Dallas.
He's such a good guy, right? But he always comes in with this look. I'm like, why do you hate me? And I know I love Dallas. I love him, right?
He's very talented.
But he always comes in while I'm working on something, you know? And he's like, and he wants to talk, and I go through his social, and I'm like, go away.
Oh, don't be like that.
Yes, I'm busy. Right? And Dallas always has this look of like, why do you hate me?
Oh, don't do that.
I come off as so social on this thing. It's weird.
And you're a jerk in real life.
Yeah, I'm a jerk in real life, yes.
Oh. Hello from New Jersey. What's up, Vince?
What's going on, Vince?
Oh, let's see. What's up, DD Speed Shop?
DD, what's happening, brother, man?
Real people are idiots and people are cool. It's that little bit of distance that helps, right? Yeah.
I can tell he's like me. I can tell. He's supposed to be left alone.
Oh, Andy, what is in the house? Where is
By the way, did we give you a shout out today on a video we shot today? It'll be up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it'll be up tomorrow.
It's Andy from Unity Motorsports Garage. What's happening, brother?
What's up, Andy?
All too well. And then some. It's well.
Well.
It's double well.
Super well. Mr. Will.
Okay. Hey, Tony, being from E-Town, New Jersey, I was also out for Englishtown Raceway and the area. Can you tell a good story of street racing here in New Jersey after you left the track drag racing in your Mustang? Never street racing in New Jersey. Oh, geez, I don't know. With that Mustang, we may have run like that at Route 22 over in Newark a time or two, but usually after Englishtown, we'd run back to Brooklyn or just call it a night after Englishtown.
Do you have no good stories?
Not really.
Nothing?
No.
I'm sorry, Mr. Will.
I mean, I wish I did. Want to make one up?
You can make one up.
But this one I pulled out of there, and I can't even make up a story.
You can't make a story?
I can't even make up a story.
Yes, you can. You pulled out and you were thirsty, so you stopped and you got one of those orange sodas.
You got an orange soda,
right?
And a guy in a pro stalker pulled up next to me, and
Bappity.
And I said, "I'll beat you," right?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, and he says, "No, you won't."
And I said, "I'll jump that orange soda with my front tire."
He's like, "Go ahead, let me see you try and do it."
Oh yeah, well I'll tape this $100 bill to my dashboard. I bet you can't grab it.
Probably not.
And then we shook hands and went our own ways.
And got a pizza.
And we got a pizza.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a great story. Tell us a good recent story.
I just did.
No, do not mess with our power washer. I need that.
How willing are you to let Garrett and I put a little turbocharger Garrett has near power washer? We can send them to the tent. So you can dry it.
No, I need that. I need that power washer. You cannot break it. Here, brother. I can make one up, but you won't like it. Of course not. So negative.
If you paid attention to this channel for any amount of time, I've told 100 street racing stories. And I don't want to keep telling the same ones over and over again. And like, I don't know, but it's just, it's not something that was like really to tell stories about. It was just what he did. We did it all the time. So it was just like a regular everyday occurrence. It wasn't, how do you explain that to people?
What?
That it was just a regular everyday occurrence.
Yeah,
it's not like, it was normal. It was like,
what you do.
Right. What are you doing? Well, I hate, now I'm going to go street race. And that was it. You know.
You didn't even say we're going to go street race.
No, didn't even say it. It was just like,
let's go out.
Right.
We're going out.
We're going out. Right. I'm going out. We're going out. Whatever's going out.
Right.
That's what we meant. We're going to go street racing.
Right.
And we would do it until like.
We weren't like, oh, hey, everyone, we're street racing.
Yeah.
No. No. Did we even ever use the term we're street racing?
No. We're just going out.
We're going to Fountain Avenue. We're going to Highland Boulevard.
Right.
We're going here and there.
On a nightly basis, every night, and literally every night, I would street race until it was pointless, until it just didn't make sense anymore, and until it was like, what am I doing? I'm tired. I want to go home. I'm tired of racing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Stagger Proof says, are you smiling because Bottle Rocket finally turned in a good time and it didn't break?
No, we didn't go last night. The weather was all jacked up. The
But
track was open, but it didn't look like it was going to be open. It was sprinkling on us as I was getting the car ready to go on the trailer. So next weekend.
Vinny LC, did you go to 231?
Deer Park? Yeah.
Travis Davis says, street racing has died over the last 4 years.
Well, it always moves from place to place.
Yeah.
And it morphs from thing to thing. You know, back when I was doing it, it was muscle cars and like the 80s muscle cars of the time. You know what I mean? Like the Mustangs, the Grand Nationals, and Camaros and stuff like that. All over the 60s and 70s cars. And now it's changed. And now it's the kids with the imports mostly. And they're out there doing their thing exactly the same way that we do our thing.
TV Speed Test says going out equals street racing, smoking cigarettes, and eating pizza. Cool.
That was it.
Oh, and the coffee. We would go for
Coffee, lots of coffee. Oh, geez,
At the
lots
diner,
of coffee.
yeah. Greek diners.
Yeah,
Coffee.
Greek diners, right. Coffee, lots of coffee. Oh, God, a lot of coffee.
Yep. Memphis is dead, is it? Let's see. Joe Brennan says, quarter miles or so yesterday, 8th mile runs are where it's at now.
I agree completely. When I first moved here, the whole 8th mile thing was totally foreign to me.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
we didn't know.
Although, I mean, most street races in New York weren't a full quarter mile. There were a few places that were measured quarter, you know, like 150th Street, let's just say. But most places weren't a full quarter, you know, so you were running for whatever distance it was. And you'd go. But like as far as like an actual drag strip, to me, like 8th mile was just like, why, right? And then I started getting involved in it, and then I realized, yeah, the quarter mile is absolutely pointless. All of the things you need to do can be done in the space of the 8th mile. And it's easier to manage the drag strip. There's less breakage. There's the whole thing goes much faster. You know, you'll get more laps in on it. You know, you got to take it for granted. You know, you're cutting the track in half. You're cutting the times of the cars by a third over the course of a night. You know what I mean? It keeps the action moving that much faster. There's less oil downs.
Mike says electric cars will dominate the 8th mile.
I mean, it all depends on traction. You know what I mean? Yeah, electric cars make ridiculous, abundant, crazy torque, right? But they're still going to hook it. So, you know what I mean? It's anybody's race.
Let's see. Crazy Coffee says, there's a Ford Econoline truck. Hang on, it's jumping on me. Like a little red wagon with a 425 in the back, as well as a three small centrifugal supercharger I ran into yesterday. It was cool to see such a different build.
That is different.
No, Tony gets his ass kicked by my old man in an F-body. Where did that come from?
Oh, that wasn't a street race. That was just two assholes screwing around. No.
Yeah. No, that's street race. Let's see. Mexican spec. Electric cars will need their own category. They can have motors on all four wheels, so traction would not be a problem.
In drag racing, front-wheel drive traction can be a problem. I mean, that's why you don't see a lot of 4x4 fast 4x4 trucks or anything like that. You know, you'll see when they'll get into the single digits. But when you're talking about really fast, no, because if front-wheel drive, so here's the thing, right? So you got four-wheel drive, and still wants to transfer weight back. When it transfers weight back, it unloads the front tires. If it doesn't unload the front tires exactly evenly, it's going to start steering itself all over the place, which is why you don't see super ultra fast four-wheel drive cars. So that's the great equalizer. Drag racing, the weight transfer on acceleration, which is the normal byproduct of drag racing, has the same effect on front-wheel drive cars, four-wheel drive cars, rear-wheel drive cars. It's universal.
Holy crap about that Tesla. What happened? Oh, the Tesla nuked itself on the track.
Did it?
A Tesla nuked itself on our quarter-mile track, recently exploded in a ball of fire.
Get out of here.
Track for the night.
Oof.
I hope they're okay.
I hadn't heard about that.
I didn't hear about that either.
What track was that, Crazy Coffee?
Great team will run. What's up?
What's happening, man? How are you?
I'm from a small town in America. Always have been. Always a quarter mile out of town. I'm not against the 8th mile, but I want both.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about quarter mile. And if I show up on a track and there's an event that's a quarter mile or 8 mile, it doesn't make a difference to me. I'll go run it. But if I had a choice at this point, I would definitely choose the 8th mile.
Scott says, if you could influence NHRA, how would you slow the pro mods and top fuelers down?
Man, if you asked me that 20 years ago when I was like in it, and I was very familiar with the technology, I was involved in the technology, I could give you very precise, concise answers on that. I'm so far divorced from everything that they do today that I really don't have a clue. I couldn't name a single car that's out there. I have no idea how fast they go. I know they still use a Chrysler Hemi derivative, and that's it. That's like the total sum of my knowledge of current drag racing.
Off-roading. Do you agree the Q-Jet is the best car for off-roading?
That's what I keep hearing, that's the one to use because of the centralized flow ball. I guess, I don't know, but I mean, I've heard that numerous times. Dallas is the guy you want to ask about that, Wednesday night.
Rebel Angel Killer 62 says, got my UTG hat, now I'm one of the cool kids. Very awesome.
That is a prerequisite for being one of the cool kids. Absolutely.
You're a cool kid. You wear your UTG hat every single day.
Yeah, I do.
I don't have one. I need my own.
Yeah, you do.
I need a different color one, like, I don't know, blue. Let's see. James Morris, thanks for your Vapor Walk Fix video, Uncle Tony. Very helpful. You and Cappy rock. Thank you. We get Vapor Walk a lot, don't we?
We do get Vapor Walk a lot, yes.
Recently, this week.
Vapor Walk is a way of life lately. The XJ Vapor Lock's on it. So there's a check ball that's supposed to be that's supposed to keep it from vapor locking in the fuel pump, and it doesn't work. So if it gets down under like 3/4 of a tank of gas, it vapor locks like crazy. So you got to keep it filled up, and it's okay.
Or you could just change that and fix it, right? Yeah.
Fine, I gotta drop a tank. That's
so much work.
It's a lot of work. If I wanted to work, I'd get a job.
So much work.
You know. That's why I do YouTube. So,
You work every day. What are you talking about? Mike Smith. Tony, what's your thoughts about Magnum heads on the LE engine?
It's fine, but you're better off using a Magnum block too. You know, only because you'll have overall it's less of a gamble going with the roller cam that you're going to find in a Magnum block than on the flat top that you're going to find in most LAs.
I could think hiccups.
And the retro, to put retro roller lifters, that's where you get expensive. Because if you've got a late, very late LA or a Magnum it's already set up for rollers, you're in, man. It's the easiest, simplest thing in the world to do. But to do a roller conversion on an LA, you've got to use what they call a retro lifter, which has the oil band much lower. There's several changes, several differences, and it's just not cost effective.
Are you familiar with this? 318 Mike here?
I will be in a minute.
Tony, what do you think about my latest timing, throwing a rod through the rocker number 8 cylinder?
It's throwing a push rod through the rocker number 8 cylinder. I didn't know that you did that. I put one through number 7.
You're like, I don't know. Oh, let's see. Vinny LC, did you ever see anyone use hydrazine on the track? I've only seen the Carnage picture. It looks awesome. It looks awesome. He's excited about it. Have you ever seen anyone in real life without naming names?
Oh, no, never.
Never?
Never.
He's never seen it, guys.
No. It's only a myth. I read about it.
You read about
someplace.
it? Oh, jeez. Okay. Mr. Will.
Mr. Will keeps throwing us cash.
Thank you, Mr. Will. Okay, Tony, I'll try again. Did you ever race down at the hole in Newark?
Yeah.
There was a guy with
we're
a
22.
78 Caddy Coupe de Ville who used to race there for money.
Yeah, no, I was the only white guy at all. I would go hang out with Levi Holmes just so I wouldn't get beat up. Yeah, no.
They didn't beat you up.
Nobody beat me up. I hung out with Levi Holmes.
They were nice to you. Right? Were they nice?
Everybody was nice to me, yeah.
Were there times when people weren't nice?
Yes.
Yeah? Where? Where were people not nice?
Oh, just here and there.
Here and there?
Yeah.
I remember driving once through
Red Hook. They were not nice to me at Red Hook.
Red Hook?
Yeah.
But they never beat you up.
No, they beat me up.
I remember once we were going somewhere and you were like, don't look at them. Remember? You're like, don't make eye contact. Don't look at them.
There were certain places
Yeah,
that were very sketchy. That you had to be very careful what you said or did. You know what I mean? I never had a problem, but I saw people who did have problems, and I knew
Right.
not to do the things that cause other people to have problems.
Right. Funny. How does Tony drink his coffee? Look at sugar.
On the light side, actually.
Let's see.
It depends on the coffee. If it's a good coffee, I'll drink a black. Espresso, I drink black, obviously. But my regular coffee, no, I just.
Scott Malvis.
Okay.
Did you hear anything back from the can manufacturer about the lifters bleeding down?
No, never heard a word from them.
They don't care.
They do not care.
They don't care.
They do not care. The giant, huge can manufacturer, right? The one that everybody knows, does not care about you. They do not care. They do not care. They will take your money. They'll send you whatever, and that's it. Done. So,
John Dixon, when I win the lottery, will you help me put a slant six in a newer Challenger? I'll pay you very well.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, man. But, if you're talking about a 4,000-pound car being pushed around by a 110 horsepower motor, it's not going to be like the Miata. I'll tell you that right now.
Let's see. We can't say who. Big company. Let's see, Maddox. Tony, my dad used to experiment on his 340. He installed 426 Hemi valve springs He never punched through a rocker, but bent plenty of push rods. He used to keep a bunch in the trunk with a speed wrench. What about that?
I mean, he was probably hitting, I don't know, probably coil bind or because the installed height is completely different between a Hemi and a 340. So, yeah.
No, Chris, no. My old man didn't hand him his ass. No.
No, that wasn't a race. That was just two idiots chasing each other through the streets. That's a whole different thing. That's not drag racing.
DD Speed Shop says, is there a cam manufacturer you can recommend that you've had good luck with?
People have been telling me about bullet cams. Crowler, I mean, back when we were doing fuel, when I was doing the nitro stuff, Crowler was like the go-to place because this shit was absolutely bulletproof. I have Isky stuff, a full roller Isky, on one of my motors that is foolproof, flawless, but I don't know, just lately things have changed and I don't have any first-hand recommendations that I can make.
But those are older.
Yeah, older stuff, yeah.
Older stuff.
I do have a lot of older stuff on the shelf, but none of it fits what suits or fits what we're doing with the cars that are on this channel.
So we keep buying new stuff and getting.
So I keep buying new stuff, right? The same manufacturer I got these lifters from, I got a Sled 6 cam about 3 years ago that was ground 11 degrees retarded. It was ground 11 degrees retarded.
Both don't count both. Coffee, as long as no one touches the cup.
Yeah, I don't want any male to touch anything. Yeah, right.
When you come back, Buff?
We miss you, Buff. We do miss you.
It was very nice when we first moved in and Buff was around and he went and he bought light bulbs. And I was like, that's really nice. Like, just to have that help. It was very cool. Joe Mover. The unnamed company will call them Ram to protect their identity. Has yet to respond.
Yeah, no, and like I said, I know they watch the channel, and they know exactly who I am. And it's not like they have to get a hold of me. They can text me or message me.
They don't care.
They don't care. They just do not care.
Disco Mobile says, Handle Tony, what's your opinion on running propane in older motors?
I don't have an opinion on it. I'm totally not familiar with it. I mean, the forklifts are the only thing I've ever encountered that run on propane. I don't know.
They're trying to break through the doors.
They are.
Paul Capizola. Who's making the Mopar Performance cams? My stuff is so old, it's all direct connection stuff.
I have no idea. It's all direct connection stuff. It's premium quality. But I have no idea who makes the stuff now.
Dogs are going nuts. Big Bear. They got your money and that's all that matters. Pretty much.
Yep.
It wasn't cheap.
Right, but when we got the bill for that stuff?
Yeah,
it was
wasn't cheap. It was a very small discount. Like very small that we got.
Parker Russell, 11 degrees is out of tolerance? Out of tolerance? It's on another planet entirely. It's almost a full tooth. Actually, it is. It's a full tooth on the timing here. Out of tolerance. Ugh.
Mike, poor quality aftermarket parts hurt the whole industry in the hobby.
It really does. People, a lot of guys, they struggle. They save for a long time to buy these parts for their engines. You gotta feel for them. And then the worst part about it is to add insult to injury. You buy a cam, you put it in a motor, it eats itself alive. Okay, so now you got your problem. You got to go back into it, right? But now you got this shit all through the motor. So now you got to take the oil pan down, you got to the oil pump, you got to blow through passages. It's a disaster for the average. Like for me, it's not a big of a deal. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, fine, all right. I got to pull the motor, I got to go through it, right?
Yeah, it's a good pain in the butt. Like it has.
It's a pain in the butt, right? But for somebody who's like, new to this stuff and they're like, this is their first or their second, and they're, like they can only work on it a day or two a week, or, it's a disaster.
If it was me by myself, it would be a disaster.
Yeah.
Like anybody that was just learning and like putting stuff together, no. That would be like, no, I'm gonna quit. Stagger proof. I miss the old days doing live with Buff in the pilot parking lot.
It was a racetrack. I'd like to do that again in the fall.
In the fall.
Buff comes back. We're gonna do that again. I did like that. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, but my phone takes terrible lives. Hank Reardon, cams seem like less of a problem than lifters. Lifters are all rebranded from the same few manufacturers. Garbage.
Hank, you're right about that, but I did have a bad cam. I had a customer that bought one of the White Box Summit cams, and that thing had 4 lobes that went flat in a row, right? It definitely wasn't the lifters that caused the issue. I mean, it wiped out the lifters. But you could see when we pulled the thing apart, I did a video on this, you could actually see the color difference in the camshaft. It was a bad heat treat. The cam wasn't evenly heat treated. So it wiped out 4 lobes that were in a row. That one I can definitely say was not the lifter fault. That was definitely a bad camshaft. And that was one of the White Box Summit ones.
Yeah, Vince is saying if you're new, you may have thought you did something wrong and become discouraged. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Mike N. I bought a new water pump for my 69 Camaro. It lasted 2 days before the bearing failed. Can you recommend a good manufacturer for water pumps instead of the Chinese junk O'Reilly sold me?
I can't. I don't know. When it comes to that stuff, bro, I'm in the same boat you're in. Her slinger has a leak. And here's the thing, it doesn't even leak consistently. It leaks intermittently. It has a brand new water pump on it. And every once in a while, I'll see a puddle under the front of the car. I'll top it off and say, okay, well, I got to fix that. And then a couple days later, it's dry. So intermittently, it has a brand new water pump that intermittently leaks. I've had the replacement for it sitting on the shelf now for months.
Just waiting for it to go completely fast. Eugene Bryan says, time for a class action lawsuit. Can you do that? Can you do that?
You could, but I don't have the time or the inclination. I'll sign up. I'll be a witness, but I don't have the time or the inclination to start a class action lawsuit. I can make videos.
Oops. I clicked on something, but it didn't go. Hang on. Neil Metal says, the guys told me years ago to leave shit alone and just buy a faster car. Yeah.
You can do that too.
Yeah, right. Tom Hughes. Water pumps the same thing as the lifters. A lot are remanded. What does it say?
Remanded?
Remanded?
Rebranded.
Oh, rebranded.
Even Aerobox. The new castings have a twist to the cooling fins on the snout of the pump.
Let's see. John Milburn. I saw a Mylodon water pump for $318 for a good price, so I ordered it. It was rebranded GMB. Same as Advanced Auto. Mylodon is pouring out their name on Junktown. So what do you do, Tony? What do you do?
I do not know. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. We're all dealing with junk,
So you have to figure out like where to start finding older stuff that you can hoard.
See, you don't want me to get into stuff like this.
Why?
Because when we were talking about doing that in a video, you'd be like, oh, don't talk about that
Yeah,
stuff.
well, no. Yeah, right, I know.
With her as my witness, I've seen this coming for like 20 years.
Yeah.
And took all of the precautions. And I can tell you it's going to get, and I'm not talking about just bad parts, I mean everything, right? It's going to get much worse over the next couple of years. I mean, no question about it. You know, my thing right now is to hoard all of the usable machinery, the repairable machinery I can get my hands on. You know, which is one of the reasons why I'm buying XJs. I'm saying, okay, well, this is just about everything on here is repairable. You know, if it's not repairable, it can be converted, right? So it's easy to work with. It's one of the reasons I genuinely love the trucks, Jeeps, but it's one of the reasons why I'm buying them up, because it's like right now I'm getting my hands on any serviceable machinery and the parts to go with them. I'm stockpiling.
Well, everybody should do that, right?
And if you plan on being in this car thing for anything more than just what we're experiencing right now, then you better start doing the same thing, man. It's time to hoard. It's time to get your hands on cars that are repairable, you know, that are serviceable, that you keep parts that, you know, the headlight switch goes bad, you can't get a replacement, or the replacement's full junk. You need a car that has a headlight switch, you can take apart, clean the contacts, put it back together again. You know, you really gotta start looking for stuff like that. Start hoarding bolts, start hoarding wire, start hoarding everything that you need to keep your cars on the road.
I'm used, we're all in the same boat. When they're buying Blueprint stuff, makes stuff from Newcastle. How concerned are you about the fines being handed out to shops for modifying cars?
I'm more concerned that my ice cream melts before I actually get to eat it all. And I mean that sincerely.
Think you need metal. The cat's telling us to pick a different hobby, like cats, for instance. He's fed, like he's really fat right now. He just ate, so he's not hungry. He's just trying to break out of the house, and we won't let him leave. Let's see. They want you to go back into parts. Travis Davis, Tony, what do you think about 318 to a 390 stroker build?
I like it better on a 360 block, you know, only because you go that much bigger on the bore. That's the thing. The 318 is a little bore insufficient. It's not a bad motor. It's a good tow combination, right? The 4-inch crank in the 318 block to build a 390 is a great towing, cruising package. But if you're looking for something that's going to actually get up and beg, it ain't going to do it. It's just not a happy geometry. You're better off building that 318 at the 318 size and maximizing everything around it.
Joe Alcott says GM is going through a major bless you.
Thank you.
Going through a major lifter recall right now, 2000.
Yeah, I heard about that.
21 medium trucks.
I heard about that.
That's crazy. So even new stuff.
Yeah, brand new stuff.
Just for everything is no good. Well,
there's only like two lifter manufacturers in the world, right?
I know.
So the same lifter manufacturer that made the rollers that are sucking in my engine are also made the lifters that are sucking in GM motors. I mean,
that's horrible. So when does everything stop running?
Right now, things are stopping running now. We're at the precipice.
Matt says, my dad's been in the parts business since 72. He said in the late 90s he started seeing poor S quality.
Well, that's the truth. I mean, I've been in the car business my whole life, right? I mean, I've done other things around it, but I've always been in cars. And yeah, in the 90s is when the white box stuff started coming in. The rotors, brake parts was the big thing at first, right? First it was the white box rotors and calipers and shoes, pads. When like for instance, everything started going to these ceramic pads, which was crazy exotic in like 1991, 1992, right? $100 for a set of brake pads that we usually paying $8 for. So all of a sudden, white box brake pads, you know, the replacement for the ceramic ones would pop up, and they were like only $20. So how do you not buy that, right? That's when it started getting really bad. When I should say when those parts started to work their way into the system. But the failures that I'm seeing now is like, you know, back then you'd have, oh God, you know, let's say, I mean, like maybe once every couple of weeks, once a month, you'd have a defective part. You know, and this is like, you're in the business and you're working on different cars every day, right? So it wasn't unheard of, but it wasn't a regular thing. You could count on like one in every like 25 jobs, you'd have an issue with the part. No, it's like every job there's an issue with the part, and you can't just get a clean replacement part and say, you can't just say, look, this alternator is dead, right? Give me a good one, and expect that the next one you get is going to be good. That's going to be dead too.
Ben Trees, thank you. 1989 Chrysler LeBaron Turbo Premium Convertible.
I think he just wanted to say that.
Thank you, Ben. Let's see. Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen.
I'm swapping out the 440 in my 72 motorhome for a 170 slant 6. Can I use the same transmission in the motorhome or some other configuration?
Wait a minute. You're taking the 440, you're swapping out the 440 in your 72 motorhome for a 170 slant 6. Can I use the same transmission in the motorhome or some other configuration? I would, honestly, giant rubber band. Take the transmission out, take the tranny out, take the drive shaft out, take all that stuff out, okay? Giant rubber band. Attach it to the back of the motor, attach it to the rear diff, wind it up, and go.
So that's a no. You can't use the same transmission.
Oh, you could, but he'd be better off with the water.
No, the answer is no, you cannot. Ben Trees, Uncle Tony, I'm a member of several Turbo Mopar groups on Facebook. I think you should check it out.
I cruise through all these groups, and I have interest in all of those cars. But I have so many other things that are occupying my space right now. Richard, you've seen Richard Holder. He just bought a GLH, right? And he's doing a whole turbo. I'm sure you've seen that, right? So I'll be following that. That ought to be fun.
What's up, Zero? Zero's here.
Zero is always here. Zero is everywhere.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So Matt is saying, yeah, he deals with that every day. Some customers just can't seem to comprehend why the parts fail.
Which is why I said in that video, if I was in the business, I would be telling my customers right off the bat, listen, there is a problem with parts, period, across the board. If you don't believe me, go online and just search. The evidence is there. It comes back, it makes you look bad. You know what I mean? It's just like when I lost the Cameron bottle rocket, okay? The first Cameron I put in there, and it wiped. And it was like, you start to doubt yourself. It's like, how is this possible? I've done this job 1,000 times, and I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem. And you get all of the know-it-all jump on here in the comments, it's because you don't know how to do this. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. No, I did all that stuff. I did that stuff in my sleep. It's just like this. It's just like this. I can always ding dongs jump in there. So I got soft lifters and bottle rocket, and they're like, you got coil bind. You're using the wrong valve springs. You got the wrong rockers. Your push rods are too long. Your push rods are too short. You're an idiot. I've been doing this stuff since I was almost in freaking diapers. I don't make those. Those are mistakes I don't make.
It's all right. Relax, Tony. Relax.
Go away.
Travis Davis sent a $5 super sticker.
Thank you, Travis.
Thank you, Travis. We appreciate that. We can buy the dog's bones to keep them quiet next time.
But as I was about to say before, I ran off the rails.
You did. You did run off the rails.
It's happening to everybody. And your customers, if you're in the business, your customers need to know this. Because they're going to, it's just like, you're the guy who touched the car. Now the car's having more problems. They need to know this.
Quality control is non-existent. Nowadays, it all comes down to quality control. People would be surprised on how many parts are farmed out by the big names to machine their parts for pennies.
So everything is farmed out.
Yeah, everything. Not just parts. Creekside Garage. If name brand stuff is made in China, why not just buy a cheaper part that admits it's made in China?
Well, I agree.
Right.
I agree.
They're honest.
But just assume that everything is made in China. And, and see, that's the other thing too, right? And we talked about this on the last live, right? Look, I am no fan of the Chinese government, right? I'm no fan, absolutely, okay? But I feel bad for the Chinese. Because
Don't
in this
feel bad
case,
for them.
no, wait a second.
They know what they're spending here.
No, wait a second, wait a second. No, that's not true. The Chinese are fully capable of producing the finest, as good a piece of machinery as anybody on the planet. Okay, they're not stupid. They're not lazy. These are incredibly industrious people. The problem is the companies are going to the lowest bidder. Why would a Chinese manufacturer put a better quality metal in, go through the extra steps of the whole test and tune, research and development to make sure that the part is perfected? Why would they spend the time and the money when the company here in the U.S. is saying, look, just send me 200,000 of these things, and bottom line, right? Price. It's all about price. It's a race to the bottom. This is hyperinflation in action. It's that simple. This is how hyperinflation happens. Your dollar is buying less and less and less. But don't blame the Chinese. The Chinese are doing what they're paid to do. It's that simple. Our companies, our corporations are paying them to produce shit. And so that's what we're getting. If our corporations were paying them, well, even better than that, if our money had value, our money doesn't have any value. This is a hyperinflationary scenario. Our money doesn't have value. We're paying them in dollars. They don't need the dollars. They don't want the dollars. The dollars are junk. So do you understand what I'm saying? There's many factors. It's like a perfect storm. There are many factors that are coming together. But don't blame the Chinese. It's not their fault.
Mopar Maniac, thank you. Thinking of dropping a slant 6 in my 79 Plymouth Arrow sport truck.
That could be fun. Yeah, you're going to have to carve there's very little room up front. You're going to have to do like I did with the Miata and build a giant doghouse to set the motor way back. But yeah, that could be pretty cool.
Let's see. Let's see. Joan Brennan. More dollars are paying for fewer goods and services.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you got trillions of dollars out there. Why not just pay them with blades of grass? Why not pay them with sand? Right? Because it's the same thing. The money has no value anymore.
Lobo GTX. Tony, there's a lot of morons, engineers behind keyboards. Old school forever. Shit in, shit out, Chris Greenaway says. Fast food prices are ridiculous. Yeah, but the exception of McDonald's. They are going up.
It makes you wonder why McDonald's able to keep the price low like that.
Yeah, I know, right? Don't eat it.
Well, it's funny, right? So this is like just an aside. So generally speaking, the big meal of the day, whatever it is, the big meal of the day, we've always gone with like a $20 price point, where it's like if we're going to spend more than $20 on the big meal of the day, it's like an extravagancy. You know what I mean?
Extravagancy?
It's an extravagance.
Okay.
So basically, the big meal of the day, the dinner, and we generally eat one meal a day, one big meal a day, okay? And for years, it was a $20 price point. It was like, okay, spend around $20, okay? Now,
if you go shopping, you buy meat and vegetables and
it costs you just the same. The kids came over to eat the other day.
It's $50.
It's $50 to feed, okay, for one dinner.
To feed 6 people.
But what we were just talking about today, the $20 price point that we would look for in a meal, right? Whether we go out or eat in, doesn't make any difference. The $20 price point has now become a $30 price point in this last year.
Mr. Will, thank you. Tony, I'm getting concerned redoing my Buick 350, heads, cam, intake, etc. With all this junk parts issue. Tony, please tell me how and what to do.
Oof.
Go find vintage parts.
Go find vintage parts, exactly. Go find NOS stuff, old stuff, right? I mean, the intake you won't have any problem with. It's hard to have a bad intake. Okay, it's just a shapeless hunk of aluminum. You can get a machine weird and stuff like that. You can get porous ones, but you'd probably be okay with the intake. It's choosing and you're gonna be okay with bearings. It's hard to get bad bearings out of the box. To measure it, of course, right? To make sure that it's good, but you're not gonna be problem with bearings. Gaskets, you're not gonna be a problem with. You'll be fine with gaskets. Your problem is gonna be in valve train stuff. That's where your concern is gonna be, mostly in the lifters.
Spitfire McLook says production engineers go to India and China to check quality, and base materials are a huge problem.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm talking about. So why would you expect the Chinese manufacturer to spend the money on the good ore, to spend the money on all of the components that go into whatever metallic brew, whatever metallurgical brew is a part is made of? Why would you expect them to spend the money on the quality materials when they're not getting paid the money for the quality materials? Those metals are a commodity, okay? So whether it's ore or molybdenum or manganese or any of the things that go into making metal, those are all commodities, and those commodities are being purchased by dollars, and the dollars are worth jack. So you can't expect them to have good base materials. We're getting what we're paying for.
Joel Woody, thank
you.
You,
Joel.
He sent us a super sticker. Thank you, Joel. A fish project wants to know what you think about the fake meat and thrown in Petri dishes.
I'm so there are certain times I'm glad that I'm old. Honestly, right? It's like I got another few years I got to deal with this stuff, and it's like that's it. I think that's the next challenge. Right? Yeah, I know. I got my granddaughters. They're worried about them. But seriously, there are times that I am grateful that I'm old, because if I was in my 20s or my 30s at this stage with the state of the world as it is, I would not be a happy or content camper. I'd be very concerned.
The Pirate Apache. What cam specs would you recommend for a Miles 318 with stock bottom end and 340 valve springs?
I don't remember the spec off the top of my head. Go to Hughes Cams, look up the Whiplash cam, right? Stock bottom end 318, which means you got pistons that are 130 down the hole. You got like 8 1/4 with compression, right? I've used this cam. I have this cam in my 67 GT. Go to Hughes Cams, and I don't get sponsored by them. It'll give me free parts. Nothing, okay, zero, right? But this is a quality product that they have. And look up their Whiplash cam. I've used it. I know other people have used it. It's fantastic. Go with that one.
Conrad Francis. I'm working on a 5.7 and I want to build it to rev over the 5500 rev limit.
Okay.
Would upgraded valve springs be everything I need, or would I need new pistons and rods?
You won't have any problem with pistons and rods to over the 5,500 RPM limit. I'm sure those factory parts are good to $7,000. I wouldn't worry about that. Valve springs would probably be. Do you have a cam that's going to make power above that? See, that's the thing, right? You want to make power above that, but it's all going to be your valve train. It's all going to be the valve train.
Alice is saying that the dollar isn't weak. It's profit margins. Let's see.
The dollar isn't weak. Oh, if you're looking at markets, right? Stop looking at markets and start looking at numbers. Okay, there's trillions of dollars right now. There's something in the order of $6 quadrillion floating around in the derivative market. Now, the numbers that you're seeing in the markets are cooked. They do not reflect the reality of how many dollars are actually out there being created every second.
Oh, hang in there, Crazy Coffee. I know. Mike M. Thank you, Mike. I ordered a $140 heavy-duty water pump for my 69 Camaro from Tough Stuff. It's made in USA. I'll install next week. Hope I get more than 2 days from it. We hope so too.
I hope so too.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? Let's see. Soylent Green. Oh, funny. Megan says, thanks for the great content. Big Bear says, fellow viewers, please hit the thumbs up.
It does help with the algorithm. The thumbs ups do definitely help with the algorithm.
It does.
Subs help, views help, comments help, you know, thumbs up help. Or any activity helps with algorithms.
Let's see. Hang on. Brian Power, with all the cam issues out there, it looks like it's time to dig out my two-stroke tuner's handbook by Gordon Jennings.
You know, that's a reasonable, right? Maybe I should get rid of everything I own and go pick up a bunch of Kawasaki triples, right?
Yeah?
Oh, I'll be dead in an hour.
Me too. I don't know what you want to click on here, what you don't want to click on, because now we're talking about derivatives and...
That's okay, fine, I don't care.
Okay.
It's the Sunday night.
Okay, so Olive says,
Free for all.
I was just talking about exchange rates, not derivatives markets or debt and investments, though that may make corporations cut corners too. Let's see. Eureka, stacking silver once you get a job. There's lots of jobs out there.
Stacking silver is a good deal, a good idea.
Mopardin. Thank you, Mopardin. Checked around with the voltage regulator. Voltage starting to come up on the voltmeter that I have on the battery. Poor ground there.
Did I call it? Go me.
Go you. Tom Hughes says, time to start finding big cat diesel engines with multi-million mile capabilities.
Except they gotta feed them.
672E Galaxy, what's up? Oh, the dogs are going crazy. Then on the automotive cycle maintenance. You know, I tried to read that once and it was getting super boring.
I tried to read it too.
Yeah, it got
I didn't
super
have
boring.
I don't have the attention span for it. But it's, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. People love the
people
book.
love the book.
But I think you have to be in a certain mindset to read it.
It lollygags a little bit too much for me.
Yeah. I was actually looking for motorcycle maintenance.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Open Fire says, hey there, tuning in from New Zealand. Love the content. Keep up the great content and enjoy your day/night.
Thank you.
You too. Oh my gosh, the dogs are going crazy. Can you do this for a minute while I go try and take care of that?
sure, it's give me 1 second.
You know, also the dog is telling us to pick a different hobby. Dog walking, for instance. I know. What's up, Kickendell?
It's the Kickendell. We should have a bell or something.
A bell for what?
Yeah, a bell for the Kickendell.
All right, here, you gotta take over.
When he pops in, we go ding, ding, ding.
The dogs are gonna I'm gonna take the door.
Okay.
What are you doing? What are you guys doing? Come on, what are you doing?
Let's see here. I found a 1926 Indian nickel. It's either worth 5 cents, $1.97, or 6,000. What are the chances mine is worth 5 cents? Actually, the nickel is, as far as I know, the nickel is the last coin that's still made of its actual metal, and it costs the government like 8 cents to mint a nickel. So, I mean, that's the state of what we're at right now. Let's see. You all ought to just make me a mod as much as I'm here starting to poo-poo pop. We already have 4 of them, man. We have 4 of the best mods in the entire known universe. But yeah, yeah, if one of them ever says, I got other things to do, you're in, brother, man. I think silver is a good. Silver is definitely a good thing to get into right now. Gold is a great thing to get into, but gold. The problem with gold is the price of entry is big. I would say honestly, at this stage of the game, I would be going. I 10 to 20% in metals. Silver is good. Bitcoin or some sort of, and I'm not in it, but I'm looking to get into some sort of non-centralized currency like Bitcoin is another thing to look at right now. But yeah, I would, and most importantly, and where I'm hedging my bets is with machinery, repairable machinery, stuff that can actually be used and serviced. So I have the parts for them. Gold is better than silver, though. Tell that to somebody in a hyperinflation that has in a hyperinflation situation that has a 1/10 ounce gold coin, okay, and needs to buy, let's say, groceries, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't break it. You can't break it. Tell somebody in a hyperinflation, in an economic collapse, right? Tell them that gold is better than silver because that's not the case. Silver is your emergency metal. I have both. I believe in both, but no, they have equal importance. Paul, how long until we go full on Mad Max? Man, I don't think you can go full on Mad Max, but Mad Max like in a lot of ways. I think that okay, I'm not a psychic, I'm not an economist, and it has nothing to do with politics, it has nothing to do with any of that. This is something I've been on for over 20 years, right? So it's like different political climates come and go. Doesn't make any difference. None of this makes any difference. I think we're going to get to a point where other countries are going to start rejecting our currency. We're not going to be able to get things brought in here. You're going to have shortages. You're going to have exactly what you have right now, like the chip shortage, which is bogus. All these shortages are bogus. You have the chip shortage. You have the one shortage after another, after another, after another. The wood shortage. It's all bullshit. I think that's going to accelerate. That's going to happen more and more and more and more. And I think that a lot of the stuff that you need, that the average person needs to keep the average car running, or the average business, the stuff that needs to keep its average equipment functioning, I think that stuff's going to dry up, and I think that's where we're going to have the problems. I think you're going to have massive mechanical / transportation issues happening over the next 10 or 20 years. TrueBar's been stacking silver for 30 years. Nice. Don't tell that. You shouldn't tell everybody that. They're going to be like, this guy's got the silver. You're not supposed to talk about, your stash. So like Cuba. Yes, Scott. Scott Williams says, so like Cuba. Yes, absolutely, positively like Cuba. I don't know why I didn't draw that parallel before, but thank you. You're right. That's where I see the immediate future heading, like Cuba. Let's see. UTG, do you think since cars have become overly complicated, they will eventually become simple again? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It has to happen. It has to happen. It's not a matter of like, it's not a matter of choice. It's the next evolutionary step in the car is for it to start to become more simple, right? And that all has to do with the economic trends that are in place and have been in place for a long time. This is not a current thing. This isn't like, everybody wants to blame this administration or that administration. Everybody wants to blame the Republicans or Democrats, and it has nothing to do with that. It's just a long-term thing. If you're curious about all this stuff, right? Look up a guy named Konchatev. It's pronounced a couple different ways. Konchatev or Kondratev, right? He was a Russian economist. Do a Google search on that name and the waves and the cycles that he talks about. And this is from the 1920s, 1930s. Go and look into that if you're curious about what's going on and where everything is headed. This is textbook Kondratev, however you want to pronounce it. This is textbook what he talked about. Thresh metal and fun riffs. Gold isn't an investment. You're absolutely right. It's a storage of value. You're absolutely right. It doesn't earn your income in the trade. You are absolutely right. That is what gold is. It's physically by the old and great Paul Harvey in 1968. Yeah, lots of people did. Jimmy said you might start driving a launch track to the town. Rob's Classic says a whole lot of right to repair laws changing now. The right to repair laws are useless and pointless if you can't get the parts. And even if the technology or the equipment, the diagnostic equipment is available to you, the software is available to you, it still doesn't mean you're going to be able to effect a repair on these things. Right? They've deliberately sealed everything and made it incomprehensible for the average mechanic or even for the good mechanic. Now, if you're the guy who dedicates your life to this and time is no problem and you love this type of work, this type of diagnostic work, then yeah, the right to repair laws work for you. But for 90% of the mechanics out there, 90% of people who actually keep stuff running and on the road, no, it means nothing. It means nothing. The machinery has gotten to a point of, the machinery has gotten to critical mass. Mr. Well, Tony, I am 100% Cuban, born in the USA. Do you respect how Cubans keep their 50s cars running under an embargo for 70 years? That, my friend, is the epitome of dealing with junk and no parts. Absolutely. Listen. I did a thing with Brian Loans. He's an announcer for the NHRA. He has a website called Bankshift.com. And several years ago, we did a thing together called Drag Racing After the Apocalypse. And that's exactly what I said. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine with it. It's just like, okay, well, the SEMA thing, and what's this bill that they're talking about? Doing all these shops getting fined and all this, the RPM Act. I don't care about any of that stuff. It makes no difference to me. I'm going to hot rod anything I get my hands on. And if there's no speed parts available, I'll make my own damn speed parts. And if there's no drag strips to run it, I'll go run it on the street. It makes no difference to me. I don't care. So going back to the Cuban thing, yeah, I'd be all for it. Let's go full on Cuban and may the most creative and industrious man win. I'm down. That's a competition I want to have.
How's it going?
Oh, pretty good.
Good? Where are we?
I don't even know.
You don't know?
Mr. Wu was just asking me about Cubans.
Oh, Cubans?
Yes.
What do you know about Cubans?
I don't know very much other than that they have to make all their own stuff. Joe Brennan, thank you.
Thanks for the awesome conversation tonight, Tony. Here's a donation for a future purchase.
I don't know, the Delta 88.
I got it, I'll see you Wednesday.
Put that in the Delta 88
A
one.
Delta 88?
Yeah.
Is that what we're getting?
I guess so.
Yeah? Why are we getting a Delta 88?
Because Joe Brennan wants us to have one.
Yeah. Okay. John Wilburn says, if I thought it was safe to go to Cuba, I would love to go just to see the cars. Let's see. It's going past me. It's moving really quick.
Yeah, it is.
Donna Wendy English said they would go with you, John.
Wow, we're at this for an hour 45 already.
I know. Wait, what did he do? What did he do, Kuda? I missed it. Tony declared himself president of the world. When did this happen? When did that happen?
That was a while ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I did the whole blood oath.
You can't do not do that. You cannot do that. You can't declare yourself president of the world.
If you ever hear me start talking with a slight Austrian accent, you'll know that's the path I'm going on.
What happened to the Just Math channel? It should be there. He was doing something to it. He was working on it. So it's there. If Tony becomes president, bring back the B van, please.
That's one of the things we do. Yeah, I would bring back the A van actually.
He's an international treasure. Yeah. You haven't called a national treasure in a long time. What happened?
There it is, right there.
See what I missed when I step out for a minute. I know. It goes crazy, right?
It got a little crazy.
Did it get crazy? Because I see you've declared yourself president of the world, so yeah, it's a little crazy. Let's see. I bought a Delta 88. Wait, it just skipped on me. I bought a Delta 88 out of a farm in Missouri, $120. I made it run and drive it around for 4 hours home and got another 2 years out of that tank.
Those were great beater cars, man. They were everywhere. Like the late 70s and the middle 80s, those Delta 88s, everywhere. And yeah, they were great beaters for a long time.
What? You wouldn't see him and you dare not approach him. Are they talking about you if you were president? I don't know. UT will make Christ look great again. Really?
Chrysler.
Oh, Fidel Tony. Oh, brother. Fidel Tony. Yeah, you kind of look like Fidel Castro a little bit.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I start getting that Fidel kind of look.
Yeah, that big beard. All right, so you're in 2 hours now, Tony.
Oh, well, hour 48.
Oh, okay. Our dogs could run Congress better. See, we get all political now.
No, I'm not getting political at all.
Okay.
I'm not getting political at all. I've always said, as far as I'm concerned, as far as the world leaders go, Vlad the Impaler is as far as you can go. That's, you know what I mean? That's my version of politics.
What happened with the Jeep Commando? Jeep Commando.
There was a Jeep Commando?
Yeah, what happened with it?
Oh, my God.
Was that the one that, was there one that yours that we went to go look at?
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard anything from those people.
No. Didn't hear back. cigars. See you later, Travis. You've had a free pass? Uncle Tony, the next Leah Coco? No, you would not be getting that.
I would not be
terrible at that.
You would not want to put me in any sort of position of authority. You really wouldn't.
You can't handle stuff. You're not good at what's the word?
Being understanding.
Right, that.
Right.
And you're not good at like what is it? Detail stuff. Detail.
I don't need details.
Yeah, no, you're not.
I don't need details. Forget details. No, you would never want to see me in any sort of position of authority. I mean, it would be hard. It would be a bloodbath. It would be terrible.
Can I bring out the soda? He needs attention. Sure, I'll go get the soda. He's being a jerk.
Okay. Jimmy said, Tony, my late uncle lived on an island of Outer Banks and gas was a pain to get, so he took apart his 283 Chevrolet with a 4-cylinder, took out Ron's piston valves and springs. That's pretty cool. I don't want to touch the cat.
He's a soda. He's a jerk. Let's see if he'll be quiet for a minute. No, he's not going to be quiet. Cat, yes. He's got a big mouth. Tony running for president. No, Tony's not.
No, until we have an office called Supreme Leader, I'm not interested.
You like, holy crap.
Until, yeah.
I would have to stop you. See. A black cat just crossed your path, yeah.
Yeah.
He's fine. Is Tony allergic to the cat? No, he's not. He just doesn't really like cats.
And
he's good to him, but he's not his favorite. Let's see. Bruce W. Tony, did you check out the new Coma Racing and his 4.0 engine builds?
I have not. I'm going to start diving into this. The plan is to do the 4.0 that's in the white Jeep. But we have a few. I'm not gonna work on that until after the Hemi is out. So once that GTX is out of there, I'm gonna pull the Jeep in and start working on that. So we'll do the motor build on that thing. I have no idea what that means.
I don't know what that means either.
They're talking in code.
I don't know.
They're plotting against me in code. I knew
Yes.
this was gonna happen.
It's so good. What is it?
What? What do you want?
He wants to go out and he can't go out. He's not allowed out. He's still healing from his face wound. Tony Palpatine, I don't know what that means. So he does this day and night, night and day. Let's see. Talking about leaders. Everybody hits thumbs up. Uncle Cat, yes. Uncle Cat.
Okay.
Don, when the English says we have a Maine Coon, and she's bigger idiot than your normal cats.
That's hard to believe.
Because they're kind of idiots. Okay. These are 12 Washington Beard. These cars being dragged out of the junkyard and being registered and driven again are known as zombie cars.
Okay.
Berserker Cat. Yeah, he's crazy. Kitty's saying like and subscribe. That's right. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell. The weird hour is upon us.
No, the weird hour is fading fast. We're gonna pull a plug in about 5
Do
minutes.
not touch those curtains. Don't do it. Hey.
Get rid of that freaking cat.
No. No, we're not getting rid of him. He's been in the house for what, 2 weeks now? He hasn't been allowed out because he's healing. His face was cut open from fighting. So he's healing. He's pretty much all healed up now, but he's going to go to get fixed like in a week is his appointment. So he's not going anywhere.
Fubar just put the link to our merch.
Thank you, Fubar.
Thank you, Fubar.
Crazy Coffee, I got my friend addicted to UTG because the knowledge is priceless. Nice.
Thank you.
No, we're not taking Kitty for a ride.
I would take the
We're
cat for a
not,
ride.
do not, no, stop it. Stop it. Stop it, you would not. You know you wouldn't, you're just saying that. Oh, you wouldn't. Michael says, need help with getting my S1 wagon's rusty doors open without trashing anything.
Ooh.
Oof.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I've been through that. That's hard. That's hard. I don't have any tips for you.
GM, Uncle Tony, I have a 70 CUDA and I cannot get the lower ball joints out of the bottom of the spindle. I have pickle forks, hit it with a big nasty hammer, but they will not release. Any help?
You can't get the lower ball joints out of the bottom of the spindle. Yeah, a lot of times the pickle joint won't work on those. I shock them. I just shock them. You know, BFH and just hit it rapidly. You know, sometimes it helps to heat them a little bit. Get a MAP gas torch. You got one of those. Get a regular oxyacetylene torch. You warm it up the knuckle there, and then shock it. Just keep shocking it. The pickle fork doesn't always work.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Will. He's saying the shirt is awesome. Comfy.
Awesome.
Perfectly sized. Excellent. Watch out for cats in engine bays, yes. Give DeSoto a fan. I don't know. He just wants to go out and he can't go out, so he's just miserable. Get off that curtain. Get off the curtain. For me. Oh.
I'll say, so here's a story with this freaking cat, okay? He's been an outdoor cat, okay? And he's not fixed. He's an outdoor cat, okay? And he's a fighter, okay? He likes to go out and fight. He's a terrible fighter, terrible. He comes back literally with big chunks of his head missing, gone, okay? So he comes back in, he bleeds all over the freaking place, heals up, and then he wants to go back out again. But Kathy likes this freaking cat. So we're going to have him fixed. He can't be fixed until August 9th. So between now and the 9th, we've got to keep him in the house and deal with this, right? Deal with this.
I haven't really slept for a couple of weeks because he does this all night. Say hi. Say hi. Look at my face.
His face. When he came in the last time, he had no face.
No
It
face.
was
His
missing.
face is missing. He's healing pretty good though. He's only got like a little spot left. He's getting heavy. He's eating a lot.
No, Max, you don't heat the ball joint. You heat the knuckle that the ball joint fits through.
Let's see. Let's see. If he comes back, must not be too bad of a scrapper.
No, that's not true.
No, yeah, he can fight.
There were other cats out here, male cats, that are in the neighborhood, right? And they don't look fine. I know those are the ones he's fighting with. And they look fine. There isn't a scratch on them.
But you know what? I think he fights all of them and they only fight him.
I come out.
He's in like multiple fights and they're only in like one fight with him.
I don't know.
He fights everyone.
I leave in the morning, okay, and there's cats all in the neighborhood staring at my house, waiting for him to come out so they can beat him up.
Oh, you gotta do it. He's sitting on my lap and I can't reach. Now you're quiet. Now he's quiet.
Kyle Teal, have you ever thought about doing a fan appreciation day and opening up the shop for a day? Yes, absolutely. But I don't have the time to organize that. As soon as Buff gets back, that's what Buff is
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
be
do
doing.
that.
That's that's gonna be his deal. You know, Buff is gonna be handling all like events and stuff like that. So yeah, those things are coming for sure. Let's see. Fan Shroud Appreciation Day.
Nice.
Okay, what's this now? First time I ever took my cat somewhere was the first time I ever heard a coach go, "Rawr." Had to tie the cat to the seat after that.
Oh no.
Bruce W. Tony, I was in Richard Holtman's live the other day and people were giving you shit about the Rocker punched it. Because they're idiots. Idiots. I don't have time for idiots. I don't have mental space for it.
See, you do this fine without me.
You
become president of the world?
The supreme ruler.
Oh, brother.
Lord God Emperor.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not doing that. It's dangerous.
Oh, I would be the most
You're
dangerous leader ever.
Yeah.
You know the first law I would pass?
Don't even tell me.
The first law I passed was that everybody has to be armed. There has to be one in the chamber, no safeties. And that's the law. That's the law of the land. Everybody has to be armed.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has to be armed. And I'm not a gun guy, you know, but everybody has to be armed. One in the chamber.
Everybody will be nice all the time.
Yes. You'd have, so seriously,
That won't work.
that'd be my law.
That won't work.
Everybody is armed. Everybody gets a gun. Everybody gets a free gun. Everybody gets free ammo. What?
Can't talk about that on YouTube.
Oh, sure we can. Just figure it out.
No, you can't.
It's a hypothetical situation. It's hypothetical.
All right. Yeah, you're on YouTube.
I can't talk about this stuff. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, one in the chamber, no safeties.
You still go.
Yes. It would be a mess for about 3 days, and then there would be peace forever. There would be
No,
problems.
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
You say stupid thing.
But that's how I feel about it.
It's a stupid thing. You want to answer anybody's questions?
Yes, I'm looking at. Dakota's talking about you want to be able to carry your 12 gauge double barrel Republic. Come to Tennessee. The Purge. Yeah, the Purge.
All right, I'm gonna go.
What?
See you later, guys.
It's over. No, it's 2:02. Stop.
Okay.
All right. She gets so uptight. She gets so uptight. She gets so rattled.
No, because there's things that you can talk about on YouTube and there's things that you can't.
Okay.
And that's one of them, unfortunately.
Can you just go in a grocery store with a shotgun or rifle? We have constitutional carry here in Tennessee. So, yeah, John Wilburn could give you the exact laws. All right. But anyway, we're into this for 2 hours and 3 minutes now.
Yeah, go.
You leaving?
Am I leaving?
Oh.
Are we done?
Yeah, why did you scoot back there like that?
What do you mean?
Well, you were sitting there and then all of a sudden you just shot back there.
Because I thought that we were done. Are we done? I don't know.
I guess we're done.
We might not be.
Let's see. Big Wilbur, yes. Yeah, all right. So Big Wilbur.
Jungle Tony and Big Wilbur in the morning.
Drunkle Tony or Junkle Tony?
It's
Which is
Jungle.
it?
Jungle.
Junkle or Drunkle? Which one is it?
Jungle. See, he's getting quiet now.
All right. So what do we want to talk about? What do we got to plug? Dallas AHR Drag Racing History Channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have another bid up on Tuesday, and also Wednesday, this Wednesday night Tech Talk, 7 o'clock. Armand's, John, Ari, Fubar, Zero, thank you all so much. Everybody contributed with Super Chat. Thank you. We so appreciate it. You have no idea. Everybody contributed with just good conversation. Thank you. I know there's other things I needed to talk about, but I don't remember what they are.
What do you want to talk about?
I had to plug something.
Do you have events coming up?
We have this big Oldsmobile event happening here in Murfreesboro this
Right,
coming
people,
weekend.
I think, messaged us to see if we were gonna be there.
Yeah, so we got.
We're gonna be there when, Saturday?
Yeah, we'll be coming and going. It's
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
yeah, all those days.
All those days, okay.
So
What else?
that's it. So I'm gonna pull a plug, guys.
Oh.
Thank you so much. We'll see you live on Wednesday or here next Sunday, or if you watch videos, I'll see you tomorrow.
Just do us a thanks for watching.
Good night, all. How do I shut this? There it is. Okay.